Imagine a magical potion in a game. One sip and your energy bar stays full. No fatigue, no crash. But in the games, potion always come with requirements. You can only use it in a certain area, some unlock at a specific level, other are limited to boss fights. Now, here's the twist. We actually have this potion in real life. And just like in the games, there are rules to it. The problem is, no one ever told us that. Even no one taught us these rules of this magic potion. Not in school, not at home. Some people spam this potion daily, but with the wrong timing, the wrong amount. And then they're wondering why their energy level is crashing all the time. And they feel tired endlessly. Use it wrong and you waste it. Use it the right way and you find yourself an unlimited energy source. I'm talking about caffeine or coffee or energy drinks, depending on how you consume them. But as I already told you, there are specific rules to maximize the consumption. And today I'm going to teach you the 3 simple rules of how to maximize your caffeine use. So you never have to deal with the downsides, like an evening crash or being awake in the night and you're not able to sleep, which means you have less energy, which means you need more caffeine, which means you get even less energy. You see the down spiral I'm creating here right now? But with the 3 rules I'm gonna teach you today, this will never happen to your life ever again. So let's begin. The first rule: when you wake up, you don't drink any kind of caffeine the first minimum 30 to 90 minutes in the morning. And here's why. When you wake up, your sleep hormones slowly build down. So you wake up slow and more slowly. But if you instantly grab your coffee and instantly drink, the caffeine stops them to build it down. That's why when the caffeine is slowly losing its force, you get that evening crash, because your sleep hormones from the morning wasn't built down completely. I would recommend you to not drink 60 to 90 minutes. But if you're like me, for example, goes first thing in the morning to the gym and really need to do it instantly, it's like you instantly get awake because you need to work on a project, or you eat the frog, for example, what you should do. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch this video. So the minimum you need to wait is 30 minutes. The recommended time is 60, and when you want to be really safe, it's 90 minutes. That is very important. So don't drink any coffee in the morning the first 30 to 90 minutes, depending on how much time you can spare. The second rule: the amount of caffeine you're using. Caffeine has a half-life of 5 hours, which means after 5 hours, if you drank 100 milligrams of caffeine, and after 5 hours, it's only 50. After 5 hours later, it's 25. So it's a very long time that the body needs to build down the caffeine amount. So you need to aim that when you go to sleep, your caffeine amount is at around a maximum around 30, or if you have like a high dosage against caffeine, you can even go up to 40. But 30 to 40 milligrams of caffeine is okay into your body. It's okay when it's still in your body, because you can still go to sleep and have no real side effects. Of course, with 0 milligrams of caffeine, you probably sleep a little bit better, but it's not a huge amount that you die if you die because you can't go to sleep. That's something only happens when you have more than 30%, like 30 milligrams of caffeine in your body. That's why it's so important you need to calculate. So when you go to sleep, you only have a maximum amount of 30 milligrams. Or if you have a very high tolerance, it's okay to have around 40. And now let's go to the third and last thing. You need to build a schedule. For example, I built myself a 2-hour frame where I can consume my coffee, my energy drinks without any downsides. Those are the 2 golden hours. So with everything you need to know, now you need to wait 30 to 90 minutes. You know which amount you need to take, so you don't have the downside, like above 40 milligrams when you go to sleep, so you can sleep in peace. And with that said, you need to know should have around 3 to 4 hours of time where you're able to freely consume a specific amount of caffeine. For example, my routine is mostly when I wake up, I go to the gym, I have a pre-workout, and that's enough caffeine for me to go through the whole day, and I don't drink anything extra. If I'm really sleepy, I also drink like an espresso when I'm at work, but that's the maximum amount I'm drinking. Or when it's the weekend, I just have like one energy drink. And it's very important that you use all 3 of these steps to have a perfect usage of caffeine, because with this you don't have any problem falling asleep at night, you don't have any crashes in the evening. Of course, if you eat shit food, of course you have crashes, but there's another problem, and that has nothing to do with caffeine itself. So I really want you to not just watch this video and just forget about it. Your action step now is to go and do these 3 steps. Know which amount you need to take. Then make a plan when you are starting to like when is the first time you're able to allow to drink coffee. And then you calculate how many hours you are able to drink caffeine, and of course in which amount you can drink it, so you have your 30 milligrams when you go to sleep. So do that right now. Don't watch another video. I want you to make these steps, and don't forget, try and fail, but never fail to try. See you in the next one. Bye.